Welcome back to Arry the Stag. TR Tony here. I was just going through one of our archive videos from when we drove the last ever manufactured stag up at Gaydon in Banbury near the M40, and what a great day we had then. And I just thought I'd ask out on the Facebook group just how long people had owned their stags, and I was absolutely blown away by the responses. So this video is just about sharing with you some of the stories of the owners of those stags and share with you some of the pictures as well. Let's go and have a look. Now, the first up was Whim Lipins, actually, who's had this car 11 years, and just the day he sent in the photograph had replaced the inlet gaskets. And then there was Dominic Timney, and his beautiful red stag is 54 years old this month, actually, so it's just had its 54th birthday, looking resplendent there in the spring sunshine. It's a Mark 1, as you can detect from the silver grille badge, and a beautiful example. And being K registered, you'll know that comes from March 1972, so it was one of the original early stags to hit the marketplace when it was built. And I must say, guys, this is why we do Arry the Stag. This one in from Tim Webb. He said he was a bit late to the party, but actually it was a beautiful photograph he sent through of his wife's stag, which was given to her by her uncle 5 years ago. Now, her uncle had owned the car since 1975, so it stretches right back to the mid-70s. His wife remembers very happy days when she, as a child, joined her uncle and aunt on trips to the seaside in this very car. And that, for me, I think is just great to hear the provenance of these wonderful cars. And continuing on that theme, guys, Philip Cohen wrote in with a photograph of his, which is a 1971 Triumph Stag, bought by Philip's uncle in 1975. So again, same kind of era. Passed to his son then. In this case, it was Philip's cousin. And then he gave this car to Philip's son last November. So talk about a stag going through the generations here. And what a lovely colour that magenta is. And a very young man there looking very excited. And why wouldn't you, to be in the driving seat of a beautiful Triumph Stag? And the next post was from Joseph Bardet, who very simply said, nearly 3 years under his ownership, and what a lovely car this is as well. I love the boot rack on the back and the chrome undersills there. It just sets off the car really nice. Black hood on white, just looks iconic, doesn't it, for a 1970s machine. Then Ian Jackson posted on the Facebook and said that this was his stag. His uncle Jim bought this car in 1985. It was an original K-plate, so again, a very early car. And he bought it after he restored his Triumph Spitfire, which they really enjoyed the process so much of doing that. He bought the big brother, i.e. the Stag, to do a bit of restoration. Sadly, Ian's uncle passed away around 3 years ago, but he says he knows it's his time now to keep this in the family. So from 85 to 2026, this car has been 41 years in the same family, and he also hopes and knows that it'll be there for many, many more years to come. Now, we all know the power of classic cars, don't we? And Nicholas Kasappi is no exception. He's actually got two. So the red one he's owned since 2009 and the white one since 2023. And don't they look absolutely great on his drive? I just think he's got the biggest choice at the weekend as to which one he's going to drive when. Happy days indeed. Now, many of you will know Nick Ewers, who runs his own prestige and classic car removal car company. If you need him, I'll put his details in the description, but basically his stag was inherited from his dad, who bought it in, I believe, 1980, and he still remembers to this day the first drive home in it. Now he's a custodian, as he says, and he's doing his best to keep it running smoothly in his dad's honour, and isn't that an honourable thing to do? And he hopes to see some of us out and about once the weather improves. So absolutely, Nick, we'd love to see you, and check in soon. Then indeed is Gary Phillips's car, beautiful blue with that silver pinstripe. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. He's had his car for 39 years, and what is impressive with him and many stag owners, I think, is the fact that these cars still do the miles. So still now he goes down to Le Mans every year in this car. What a great testimony it is to the engineering and sophistication of the Triumph Stag. Well done, Gary. Thanks for sending that in. Then we had an entry from a guy called Keith Sharp, and this is quite a late stag. It's on S plate, so it's one of the last ones to be made. He says he's had this car for 23 years so far, and his son absolutely loves it. He's 27, and that's really great to hear. And in the fullness of time, says Keith, he'll be getting the keys. Lucky, lucky son, that's what I can say. And I suppose it's a theme here, guys, isn't it? You're beginning to see it, just how much these cars mean to everybody and how they are passed down the generations from uncles to nephews, fathers to sons, mothers to daughters, and so on. It's really a great privilege, I think, to see these cars survive. And when you bear in mind this car was launched in 1970, that's 56 years currently, and there are so many still on the road to this day. And you know what? These cars bite you back. Take Leon Sky, for example, who bought his first Triumph Stag in 2009. It needed a lot of work to get its MOT roadworthiness, and he put heaps of work and money into it and happened to just sell it by chance, as sometimes can happen in 2021. He said it wasn't even advertised, and he sold it on. And the empty space in the garage, from his point of view, was really just too much to bear. So guess what? He bought another one about 3 months later, and he's still enjoying this beautiful, I think it's mimosa yellow Triumph Stag. Just look at it glistening there in the sunshine. Doesn't it look awesome? Next up was Adrian Hayes' beautiful white Triumph Stag. He's owned this one for 29 years and regularly takes it to the UK and to Europe on holiday. And he's based in Australia. He drives there and back home. Now that's some remarkable feat. And again, just the engineering of these cars means that when they're in tune and they're working and there's loads of part suppliers and support services to keep them top mark, these cars were intended as Grand Tourers, and by goodness me, they do really live up to that name. Well done, Adrian. Thanks for sending me in. And another white Stag came our way, and this one was in from David Drysdale, who says he owns this one for about 2 years. In fact, if you notice, he's got a very special Arry The Stag badge of honour there on his windscreen. So congratulations. That's really great to see, David. Thank you very much. And what a fabulous looking car. Then there's Ian Strong's car, and he's had this one since 1994. So work that out. How many decades is that? Now, Stephen Roberts is well known to the channel. He's done a couple of videos for us and some posts on our Saturday Sockets email, which goes out every Saturday, obviously. And he's owned this car only for 16 months, but he's made the most of it and already. And he's said that the car is actually 53 years old to the day. This was back in March, 5th of March, and that was the date 53 years ago. This car was first registered here in England, and that Inca yellow, I think, really pops in the sunshine, and with those mag alloy wheels, love it, absolutely love it. Thanks for submitting, Stephen. Good to see the car going from strength to strength. Meanwhile, James Bailey, who photographed his car overlooking the Solent and the Isle of Wight up at Milford-on-Sea on the south coast, mentioned that he'd had this car in the family for 51 years this year, and I think there was a grandfather involved that had it originally. Doesn't it look good? And it's just a joy to see a car that old out and about in the spring sunshine doing what it's supposed to do. Now here's one for the purists. Hugh James bought his electric Stag just over a year ago, and he says the performance is fantastic, as is the efficiency, but he misses the oral exhaust notes. Not really. As you've probably seen from the photograph, he just happened to be parking alongside an electric meter when he was out in his Triumph V8 with the burble, all included. It's petrol, obviously, and it was burbling really nicely. So it still has the original Triumph V8, which sounds great. He says he just happened to park alongside and not in an electrical charging space, just to show the milk float drivers what they're missing. Love the sense of humour. Well done, Hugh. Had us all go in there for a minute. Excellent. Lovely to see. We talked before, didn't we, about the fact that these classic cars can really get to your heart, and Bruce Trant is no different. He's just had the Stag, Triumph Stag, the yellow one here, for over 5 years now, and got bitten by the bug. And for 2 years, he's had the E-Type Jaguar in his family as well. He says he loves them both. Well, why wouldn't you? You've got the best of both worlds there. But obviously, they're very different cars to drive. Maybe that's the subject of another video at some future point. Who knows? Let's talk to Bruce and find out. Now, this picture is actually submitted by Stephen Tidwell, who put a video up on the Facebook group. If you want to go to Arry The Stag Facebook group and see it actually in action, then you will see it on there. He's owned this car since 2006, and when he got it home and had a really good look at it, he took his rose-tinted glasses off. He said he thought, what on earth have I done? What a mess. I think we've all had that feeling. So it sat in his shed for a few years while he decided what to do, buying up parts and all the running gear and very various other items, including an engine reconditioned, and he's ended up with a very good, not pristine, he says, usable car. Nevertheless, it looks gorgeous, and with the rest of his fleet of Triumphs. What a car, and if you want to see the video, I'll put the link in the description, and you can hear the burble as well. Thanks, Stephen. An awesome motor. Top job. And lovely registration too. Well done. And Carl Denell submitted a couple of photographs of his car. And what a beautiful car this is. He actually's had it for 7 years, but the family he bought it off had had it from new, and it was passed on to a friend of his until he actually bought it off a friend and then spent time and money restoring it. He did add a certain PS here that it really shouldn't have survived because it cost a blinking fortune, but well invested, Carl, a top job, and I love the look of the car, and the interior and the work you've done on it is superb. Well done. What a lovely example of a beautiful Triumph Stag. Meanwhile, Adrian Tant at the other end of the scale has owned his car only for 12 days at the time of this posting, so well done, Adrian. It's really great to see you joining the fraternity. I know that we're going to see you on the circuit. What a great car, and enjoy it. It'll change your life, it really will. Welcome to Arry the Stag. And you know what, guys, these cars have travelled the world. This in from Beagle Cherry, who bought the Stag in California, USA in August 1992, then repatriated it to the UK in 1994 and still has the car. It's left-hand drive, of course, but it's a fantastic, beautiful car, and I'm sure the Beagle is extremely proud of it, and rightly so. What a car. And I love this shot sent in by Adam Barlow. It's one of his Stag that he bought in 1996 from a classic car dealership down in Swansea in Wales. It just looks stunning. And last but not least comes Graeme Jones with his Triumph Stag he's owned now for 32 years. Bought in 1994 from Peak Performance in Hounslow. And what a car this is. Doesn't it look great? So that's it, guys. As we fired up the last ever Stag off the production line, I just thought it'd be a great time to reflect on the heritage and the provenance of all these cars and share happy days with you. Have a great week, and we'll see you online on Arry the Stag very soon.